Tattooing is not only an express art form, it enables a person to symbolise and show their uniqueness and inner self. For those of you who are familiar with this type of art, tattooing not only gives a person a way of displaying their interests, spiritual beliefs, life events and loves, without the need for having an actual conversation with a person with tattoos, you can visualise their own personal individuality from their body art. Tattooing is objectively a form of fine art, and rather than pen on paper or paint on canvas, pigments are placed into the human skin, and therefore art is not just limited to a particular medium or surface. What we place in our body personifies who we are, whether it's the fashion of our clothes, the style of our hair, everything reflects who you are and shows your personal identity. And tattooing is the ultimate showcase of this, and truly is a design on the skin. Do we really know where tattoos began? Because they have become a common trend within today's society. But where did tattoos really start? How have tattoos changed over the years? And why are they so popular in today's world? Human civilization has developed to what we know today, and the world is a very different place. Tattoos go all the way back to the year 3300 BCE, where an Iceman called Otzi was discovered buried in the Alps in the year 1991. Amazingly, he had tattoos on his body. These are the first ever documented tattoos. The ancient Greeks and Romans disciplined slaves, criminals and prisoners of war by branding or tattooing them on their foreheads with pictures of their crimes. Many Roman soldiers were often tattooed on their hands or arms with emblems of their military unit. In Egypt, religious tattoos were used as a decorative form of body art. The ancient Egyptian mummies had images of sheep, bulls and even mysterious lions on their bodies. This shows that tattoos have been used throughout history. Modern day people like to stand out from the crowd. Tattoos have even been used to identify someone's heritage within the world. A common design may be a tattoo to remember someone close to them that has sadly passed away, or as remembrance of a pinnacle moment within their life. Tattoos come in all shapes, forms and sizes, and the expansive industry that exists within the modern day shows the popularity and the ever-growing interest into this form of body decoration. Everyone is able to choose their own personal design, and with the help of a professional tattoo artist, any form of art that a person wants to create can be achieved.
Okay, so the back piece that I'm having done represents all my children. I've got my eldest one in the centre, my middle child to the right hand side, and the one I had today was my youngest baby, and that's through the left hand side. So it's all the details of my baby boy. It's a mother angel holding the baby, representing my wife carrying the baby. It was a guardian angel over my eldest boy's name down the middle of my spine, and the guardian angel was supposed to represent him and guide him through the right path of life. Definitely becoming more popular. It's more of a fashion, and it's an art as well now. It's not just the old anchors and things like that that you used to have in the old days. I would say more people have them as well than not have them. So yeah, I do think they're very popular.
Yeah, I've only got one that's on my arm, and I got that 20 years after my mum died, because she died quite young, and it says free spirit, and my mum was a free spirit, so that's why I had it on my hand. Yeah, got a few, really just for rebellion's sake, because I had mine done quite a long time ago and they weren't really in fashion then like they are today, so I just had them because it was a bit rebellious streak really. I wouldn't have any facial ones because I know people had them all up their necks, that's mainly chaps, But I do have my eyebrows tattooed, which they call it cosmetic tattooing. And it's quite interesting because the young girl that did it started off by doing it for cancer. Ladies that have had breasts taken off and then they put implants in. And then they match up the nipples so that you don't look odd. So that was quite interesting, the young girl that did that. It was done more like a 3D, so it was darker and it was a really good effect, the ones that she showed us. But yeah, so I've got a couple of eyebrows done, that's it.
It all started when I got my first tattoo in my early 20s. That was the moment that I had the idea of becoming a tattoo artist. It's definitely black and grey, mostly an art form called Chicano, gangster art, script, prison tattoos, just tattoos from the street, really. Okay, so yeah, the theme that I go with is Chicano, which is American. It's originated in America, and I call it like street life, street tattoos. It's like the gritty life lessons, people that go through, hustling every day to survive. I always care for the skin, making sure I look after it. Otherwise, they will tap out quick. So I always make sure cleaning down, wiping, not dry wiping, making sure there's always liquid on the tissue. Use Vaseline as well. My favourite setup is the rotary machines, like the new school of tattooing. In particular, I've got a Bishop rotary, which is made in America, and my other machine is a Stigma, which is German made. So yeah, my thought process straight away is to keep the design simple, eye-catching, and just keep in mind that a lot of people are going to see this throughout your life. So it's got to be the best imagery possible, and also to tattoo it in a way that will last a lifetime, because there's no point having a tattoo that in 20, 30 years is going to blur and it's unrecognisable. So I always keep them two things in my mind when tattooing. Trends will always come and go, but I believe that my style will remain. I believe it's timeless, especially being black and grey as well. So, unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, I've had to shut my shop permanently, because it was such a small shop and only me working there. I didn't have any help from the government or the council, and my landlord demanding rent, and I had bills to pay. So I took the decision to close the shop permanently. So I've had to close the shop permanently, but the business is still continuing. I've got a lovely little private studio being set up as we speak. Strictly private. There's no walk-ins, bookings only. It'll be a strict client and one guest per person. It's a nice atmosphere, relaxing. You can chill out. It's not like any other studio that you find on a high street. So I think my customers are going to enjoy the new atmosphere. So I'm hoping to see everyone as soon as I can. Yeah, while we were still on lockdown, and the government saying I cannot actually carry on tattooing at the moment, I've been thinking about the future of tattooing. And why there's no cure, we're still going to have social distancing, wearing face masks. So obviously you can't social distance when you tattoo anybody. So I'm already thinking of purchasing plenty of face masks. I'll wear gloves anyway, and maybe my clients will have to wear the same as well. And I think that will be the way it will be for a long time until there is a cure or a prevention.
The legacy of tattooing is vast and ever-changing. Circumstances throughout the world have led to a very uncertain future, but although these times are worrying, the foundations that have been created throughout history and the personal designs that have been made will remain on your skin and will tell your story and will not fade with time. We are living history. COVID-19 will change the way we see the world, but we will all get through this together.